not willing to pull the trigger, just kind of waiting for their price to drop, waiting for their price to drop. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is your boy Travis, back again here at Big Boy Toy Reviews, and I'm here with another Revoltech. That's right, this is the year of the Revoltechs apparently. I got Edward first, and then I got Alphonse. Alphonse was the more expensive of the two, but he is the better of the two, I have to say. Aesthetically, he is incredible. He looks exactly like the anime. I mean, it is absolutely remarkable what they were able to do with this figure. It looks just like him, and they were able to pack all the articulation in of any other Revoltech that I can think of even today. So they have the aesthetics and the articulation, and maybe it's because this is, you can kind of consider this a robot, but it's a suit of armor, so it's not technically a robot, but because it's not because it's an inanimate object, or I should say it's not a human, you can get away with having joints, you know, like this in the shoulder, or excuse me, in the elbow, or even in the shoulder, which is nicely covered up by this shoulder pad, which we'll get into with the articulation. But as far as the paint work is concerned, it is really, really nice. It is casted in this like sparkly silver, and it's really nice. You can see the alchemy symbol right there. This is like a matte white here. I'm not sure why they cut this out. This is like a soft piece, but I'm not quite sure why they cut that out. Even the paint on it, you can see here on this strap, it's supposed to be like a leathery strap. It's nicely painted. This leather spot here, it's a little fuzzy, but it's not bad at all, and plus most of the time it'll be covered up anyway. Yeah, I mean, they didn't have to do much to it because it's just casted in this really nice pearlescent silver. And the eyes, if you get them in the right light, because they got like this pink rim around them, you can probably see that. But if you get them in the right light, it almost looks like they glow. So that is really incredible. Be really careful of this piece here. This is a very hard, brittle plastic, and it could probably snap at any moment. If you have that Spider Gwen, her webbing would be the same kind of consistency of this. But speaking of webbing, let's go ahead and get into his accessories, which he doesn't come with much at all, but let's get into that. So as far as accessories, he has a pair of ass grabbing hands, a pair of ass slapping hands, a foot stand that pegs into the bottom of his foot, an extra head, and a case for his accessories. All right, and that is pretty much it for the accessories. So let's go ahead and get into the articulation, because this is probably the most exciting part about this figure, because you got this big, bulky, huge figure, and he has all the articulation that you could possibly want. First of all, let's get into, and I apologize for the shaking. It's on my camera is on a kind of not the most stable platform in the world. The head, let me go ahead and pop this off really quick, and I'll show you the kind of joint that they have in here, because it's really nice. It is a double ball peg, and if you ever got that SH Figuarts Broly, you'll know exactly how good this is for neck articulation. This double ball peg, you can move it anywhere. By the way, you can see the little alchemy symbol that bonds his soul to the suit of armor. It is painted inside of the armor, and that's really tight. That was one of the things when I first pulled it out of the package. I was like, damn, they really went all in on this guy. Anyway, let me pop that head back on. So with that double ball peg, You can get him to look up all the way. Of course, you're gonna have the issues with this, but But the thing is, with this being, like I said, a suit of armor, you can get away with that. And if you don't like it, you can still get a nice bit of articulation. I should say, you can still get a good amount of articulation out of it and have that ball peg covered up. For instance, you look down, he can look all the way down into his chest, and you don't see that neck peg at all. But I mean, in the show, the head is kind of floating anyway, so it kind of fits. As far as the shoulder joint, I really like how they have this covering up the joint as much as possible, and this is a real soft, flexible piece, so that is even better. So when you're moving the shoulder around, you can get that shoulder up all the way. I think I can get it even one more click more than that. Maybe not. I'm not gonna force it, but I feel like I could. But that is fantastic, and the shoulder armor moves around with it. So even when you got the arm all the way up, that shoulder piece stays there, or you can get it to move around with the arm. See that? And the way that they have it on here, just like Edward, just like his shoulder piece, is the cap that covers up the joint. It's pushed onto the peg, so it's a longer straight peg than normal. So you can really get all the articulation that you need out of that. The elbow way more than 90 degrees, so that's excellent. The elbow doesn't look bad at all in that armor. At least I don't. To me, and again, I might be biased. I'll be honest with you. I could have some biases here because I love Full Metal Alchemist, and I love that I have these figures. The ab articulation is really nice. He can't go back at all, really at all, which you wouldn't expect him to in a big suit of armor. But he can ab crunch almost all the way forward. That is fantastic for a figure this big, and he's hefty too. Like, he has some weight to him. He has a good amount of weight to him. So, I mean, to be able to get that kind of movement out of him, I mean, look at this. You can get side to side action, easy side to side action, all over the place. This guy swivels and turns and crunches all over the place. That is a fantastic. It's one of the best ball joints that I have ever seen in a figure. As far as a ball joint in the waist and the ab crunch and all that, fantastic. No need for a oh shoot. Oh. Sorry about that, guys. No need for a any waist articulation because you're going to get it all up here. As far as the legs are concerned, this is a soft piece. This one's hard back here, and I forgot about this. You can kind of flip this around and do some stuff with it, but I mean, you don't really need to. This is a soft piece of rubbery plastic, and so here in the hips, you can pretty much get right past that and kick that leg all the way up. Look how far that goes. Yeah, it sticks out a little bit, but I mean, not bad at all. You can get all the kicking poses that you need out of this guy. And I mean, look, yeah, it goes off to the side. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, you can still get it straight up, and that's you really can't ask for much more there. Let me just leave that off. The knee, I really like the knee a lot. It's sculpted all the way through, so it hides inside of the front armor, And so when you bend it, it comes out and it's perfectly sculpted all the way through. There's no gapping hardly at all, and it still has that old hinge style. But look at the bend you get out of it. Sure, you're gonna get some weird gapping here in the back. You can kind of see the leg, but I mean, what else could you do with that? I mean, in order to get that kind of articulation out of it, you would have to sacrifice a little something there in the back. So I'm not mad at that at all. The ankle can go up one click, and it's covered up by another soft rubbery piece just like the shoulder, and you can get two clicks down, and you do get some decent tilt, ankle tilt. Well, actually better than decent, really good ankle tilt. So I mean, this guy is one of my favorite characters or favorite figures that I have, point blank. And I know that's saying a lot because I have a lot, but just due to the simple fact that you can pretty much pose him any way you want. He's a huge, bulky figure, and he has better articulation than some of the newer figures that they have. I mean, let's be honest. Some of the work that you have to do to get some of those other figures to pose, to get into a pose that you want, you gotta do some work. This guy don't have to do any work at all. I'll get you some comparisons here real quick. So here he is next to his brother, and as far as the scaling is concerned, I feel like, and now I haven't seen the anime in a while or in a long time, but I feel like his brother should be a little bit shorter than him. Like, I don't think the scaling is bad right here, but I feel like his brother might need to be somewhere down here. So the scaling is a little bit off, but it is to be expected. They couldn't make Edward have all this articulation and be a midget. So I'm not quite sure if they could have made him shorter or not, but the scaling is fine. It's okay for right now. Here he is next to another Revoltech, Spider-Gwen. There we go. You can see that he's taller than her. And here he is next to another Revoltech. Anyway, there he is. I'm just gonna stand him like that. As you can see, he is still taller than Deadpool. So, all in all, like I said, this is an awesome figure. If you can hunt him down, like Full Metal Alchemist, I definitely recommend it. Other than that, guys, stay safe, keep collecting, and peace out.